Okay, so if you're about to start your research and you've done your planning, you've done your proposal, and now you're thinking, what's the next step? That's what this video is for. So, uh, we have a booklet with a range of resources that will help you for annotating some of your sources. Now, annotating is going to be a bit different for everyone depending on what sources they're choosing, how many sources they have, what sort of information comes from the sources. It is going to change, okay? Just be conscious that the point of annotating is to get your information from the source and to document it so that you can use that for your outcome afterwards. So, what that means is that we are going to have to follow a few steps, and I'm going to talk you through the booklet first, and hopefully that will give you a sense of where you need to go next. So, when you are about to start annotating, you're going to need some sources. So, a really good module checkpoint is for you to actually think, all right, have I actually gotten some good sources? So, go back to your proposal and have a look at what you've got there and have a look at where you've actually gotten these from. So, you don't have to fill this out and put this in your project, but it's a good planning exercise for you. So, have you gotten some stuff from EBSCOhost? That might be more like articles, or it might be some research. Google Scholar is going to be more academic peer-reviewed journals, which means that the whole community of that research industry has actually verified that the information is true, and that makes it, or if it's held to be reliable anyway. You might have some university databases that you've looked for some sources on, and that can be a really cool place to get resources. You might have just used Google, totally fine as well. We've got amazing library databases, and Miss McCabe is more than happy to help you to find sources on those. And then you might have access to the state library or your local library. There's lots of free stuff online at the moment as well. So, if you're going to start annotating, there's a couple of things that we want from you. What we want is your research development. So we want you to show that you read a source and then that source led you to understand more about your topic. And from that, you've actually developed another idea, or you've confirmed your information. Maybe you've answered a focus question. Maybe you've found someone you can interview. There's a whole range of things that could come from this. And the tricky part is that you have to document this process. So in other assignments, you would do all these steps in your head. For research project, we want you to actually make your learning visible. So this is going to require some analysis. It's going to require talking about your capabilities, talking about your knowledge and your skills, okay? When we go through some examples, it's really easy to feel like they have to be really long and really detailed and, one source, one page. You might have some sources that will take up a whole page of information. That's one useful source. But you might also have 10 websites that only give you a little bit of information and you can only analyze a little bit. And so you might have 10 sources that fit onto one page, and that's okay as well. You might read 5 different books and they all kind of help with the same sorts of questions. So you decide to actually do one annotation for all 5 of them. Maybe you're a person who really likes tables, okay? And so maybe you put a table together that has all of your criteria, and you might have 10, 20, sources, right? Just remember that we want it to be detailed. So that means specific, not waffly, not going over and over the same thing. When you are doing your annotations, we need some quotes. So we need you to show that you've engaged with the source. We need you to summarize your learning, and we need you to comment on why this source is useful or not, and to analyze it. So you're looking at things like bias, you're looking for reliability and validity, who the author is, who created the source. This is going to be all really useful for your outcome and your evaluation. If you do your folio well, the next 6 months will be really easy. If you cheap out on the folio, your outcome and your evaluation will both suffer, unfortunately.